Hi, I'm Leroy Hawkins.
I'm Marina Sporchati. We're from Chicago PD.
And you're watching In the Loop
on WYCC Channel 20.
The following program is an original production of WYCC PBS Chicago.
Scandals and celebrity endorsements. The race for Illinois governor heats up this week with attack ads, lawsuits, and investigations. Who will come out on top?
And is Chicago's South Side the next boom town? We look at new projects that promise to bring investment and jobs to a long neglected part of the city.
Plus, an unusual approach to taking back the streets in Englewood. Can yoga soothe the stress of a community plagued by gun violence? We'll have these stories and more on tonight's In the Loop. Good evening, I'm Barbara Pinto.
And I'm Chris Buren.
By any measure, income, poverty levels, education, most South Side neighborhoods lag behind those on the more affluent North Side. But that may soon be changing.
At long last, developers are planning major investments on Chicago's South Side, but some residents are raising concerns about exactly who might benefit most.
South Shore means to me everything that I want in my residential living.
Don Rashid has lived in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood for 27 years. He and his wife decided to stay here after they retired because they like the convenience and quality of life.
This community has so much to offer in quality living. It is ideally positioned to roadways and major expressways and connections.
The location has also attracted Chicago developer Dan McCaffrey to the South Side. In this promotional video, McCaffrey displays plans for Lakeside Development, a giant retail and residential project that could include more than 13,000 homes and a 1,500-slip marina. The $4 billion project will be built on 600 acres once occupied by the U.S. Steel Southworks site along Lake Michigan. It will take decades to complete, but the project got a giant boost with the recent extension of South Shore Drive, connecting the Lakeside site directly to downtown Chicago.
The Lakeside development has been a product of a shared vision in my company and with U.S. Steel for 7 years. This site is a site that gives Chicago a chance to take another couple of degrees in the achievement of greatness.
Other South Side neighborhoods are also attracting new attention and big money from developers. The University of Chicago is leading a $250 million investment in a formerly run-down section of 53rd Street in Hyde Park. The projects include new hotel, retail, and office space in a renovated Harper Court complex. The university is also a leading contender in a bid to bring the Obama Presidential Library to a South Side location. In the struggling Englewood neighborhood, Mayor Rahm Emanuel joined community leaders and residents this past summer for the groundbreaking of a new Whole Foods grocery store. The 18,000-square-foot building at 63rd and Halsted will anchor a new 5.5-acre retail development.
This is just one piece of an entire economic strategy to bring Englewood and fully embrace it as part of the city.
But the new South Side developments also raise hard questions. Will building a high-end grocer improve the quality of life in a neighborhood where vacant lots and abandoned homes clutter almost every block? More than 40% of the residents live in poverty. Some community activists fear that the development may displace the residents it's supposed to help.
Urban development is needed, but the problem is when you disenfranchise the people who live there and actually push them out. Or as I see in the case of Englewood and some southeast side neighborhoods or the west sides, I call it ethnic cleansing because they clean out the original people that are there, and mostly it's by race.
Certainly there's always concern about displacement, but there's enough room for everybody here in Englewood.
Other Southside residents also raised concerns about the coming changes, including Dan Rashid in South Shore.
Of course, we have to be concerned and cautious and very proactive about what is being developed and make sure that it's inclusive of the residents that are currently residing here.
Maria Estela Nava, who lives in the South Chicago neighborhood on the southern edge of the planned lakeside development, has mixed feelings.
I'm happy, but I'm scared because the more they got involved, I hear that the benefit is not going to be for us.
Amalia Nito Gomez is trying to make sure residents do benefit. She is executive director of the Alliance of the Southeast. After several community meetings, her group put together a wish list for the developer.
We're asking for jobs and training education so that folks can qualify for those jobs, affordable housing so that there's some integration between the neighborhoods, and tax relief for longtime residents.
Henry English, president of the Black United Fund of Illinois, says his organization is already helping residents qualify for some of the thousands of jobs the Lakeside project may generate.
We're trying to prepare ourselves for that redevelopment. It's going to play itself out in the next almost 30 years. It's almost a 30-year project. It's going to need individuals who are trained to do the work there. That training has to start now.
South Shore resident Daryl Barnes, an entrepreneur, believes the project will help small businesses in the area.
This is an opportunity to, in some cases, reinvent your business. You know, so because Lakeside's development is going to have a lot of different components, you know, so it's an opportunity now.
Other residents hope the new developments spark a bigger makeover that improves the quality of life in parts of the South Side that have stagnated for decades.
It's an interest in having the young people in our community enjoy a life where they can get in their car and drive 5 minutes to work. You know, can eat, can live and eat and be culturally enhanced and culturally acknowledged for our culture as it is today.
The first phase of Lakeside development, just getting underway, is expected to create about 1,600 construction jobs, but the project won't be finished for nearly 40 years.